Hi everyone, and welcome to American Firearms Network. Thank you for watching our show today. And for those of you who have subscribed, we appreciate you. We hope you like our show. And just want to let everyone know that we have a new Instagram out there that we are working on. We hope you go check it out. And today's show is a big one and an important one. It is church security.
Yeah.
Okay, with everything that's going on around the country and around the world, it's a shame, right, that in a house of worship that you have to worry about your life. Instructor Paul, also Elder Gail, our Instructor Paul here is an elder in a church, also head of his security team at the church here in at Palm Beach, right? Mm-hmm. And what do you think of what's going on out there? Scary.
It's scary. I like to say, if your church hasn't got a security team, you should have one. It's so important. And I always make sure that my team know exactly what's going on at any given time. We work a lot on situational awareness. We make sure that all our exits are covered. And like I said, you can get anybody to be a part of your team. You just have to train them and let them know exactly what they need to do to make sure that they can keep the church safe. Because God, as a man of faith, God has called us to take care of the flock. So with what's going on in the world today, Todd, it's important that your church has a security team and has people in place that if anything does happen, that they have the church protected.
And why are we talking about this? Because a lot of times in houses of worship, churches, synagogues, mosques, wherever,
they're soft targets.
Exactly right. They're soft targets. People feel that they're praying. People are giving their souls to God. They're vulnerable. Okay, and that's why some people come in and they take out their anger. Also, God plays that role. They feel that God did him wrong, right? Did that person wrong, and they come in hot. And sometimes it's a church member that's upset, and they just go crazy. They're having a bad day, or life's not going well. They lost their job, whatever. There's so many different reasons as to why people attack churches. Right?
Yeah. People have mental health problems, and they come. You know, when I lived in London, right, we had a church that was right in the inner city, okay, right on the main drag there, and we used to have people. They would stumble into the church. All the drunks and all the druggies, they would literally come into the church, and some of them would come in and they'd be all like bent over. You know what I mean? And you could say they were just listening, and sometimes they would be sleeping. And all of a sudden, they get up and disrupt the service. And I remember my father, like he was a deacon, and him and a couple of other deacons, they would get up and they would throw these guys out.
Really?
They would ask them and say, "Look, you got to, be quiet." And they would get into it. And I remember many times, I was a kid at the time, my father and the other deacons would throw these guys out.
Wow, scary.
Because they would just walk in and just disrupt the church service.
Yeah.
And those were the days really that nobody really had security. The deacons were there, but they weren't really known as being hardcore security. But now, coming to America, people are showing up in churches with guns.
Yeah.
Shooting people.
It happens all the time, and a lot of times it's not even on the news.
No, it's not.
It's not even on the news. And, the big stuff is on the news where, people are getting killed, but there's assaults that go on.
Yeah.
There's thefts. People are beating each other up. I mean, there's craziness that goes on. A lot of times, like you said, there's just vagrants and homeless people, and people just want, I was on the church property last week. I saw one homeless guy hovering around the parking lot.
Yeah.
He left. I was watching him. But you have so many stories like that.
Yeah, we had one back up here last week.
Is that right?
Yeah,
really?
we were at the door. I was outside. He's on a Wednesday night. It was a Wednesday night prayer meeting. And I'm standing there, just doing the security with one of the other guys. Just making sure everybody came in safely. And a homeless guy racked up, and he just started talking to us, and he looked like he had some mental health issues. But, you can't turn people away because the church is open for everybody. But you need to be mindful of who's coming
Cautious.
in.
You have to use caution.
You have to.
You can be polite and respectful being part of the church security team. Always respectful. giving love. You're in a house of worship. Of course, you want to welcome people that are less fortunate.
Yeah.
You want to help people. That's how we think. If you're down, there's nothing I won't do for someone to help somebody within my reach to do that. But, you have to think in back of your mind. You have to be alert.
Yeah.
This person who's acting nice and you want to give that love to can turn on a dime.
Yeah.
Because there is a lot of mental health issues in this country and in the world. And you got to be careful. We trained a lot of church people, right?
Yeah.
In different churches. And people are scared.
People are scared. They're nervous.
But it's important to make everyone alert that there could be a potential problem. That's our job. That's what we were doing, right? As instructors, we teach people. We teach a lot of church people up in the ranges how to shoot people, women, men. Never shot a firearm before. We walk them to the steps. We teach them how to safely use a firearm because they're nervous.
Yeah,
right?
they are, and they need to know.
And it's a shame that they go to church. They have to be nervous. But
the church is one of the easy targets. It's a vulnerable place. People usually come to church, they put their guards down.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a place of sanctuary.
Yeah.
This is a place where I don't have to worry about evil.
Yeah.
But my grandmother used to say, the devil comes to church.
Wow, powerful.
The devil comes to church.
Yeah, wow.
Unless you rebuke him out in the name of God, he's going to be there. You could be on the front row. So you have to be mindful that just because it's a church, things happen in churches.
Absolutely.
We see it all the time.
And there's so many YouTube videos you guys were watching. Just do a search on YouTube for church and synagogue and other houses of worship incidences. There's a ton of them to see. And sometimes things just kick off out of nowhere for no reason. And people take it out on God a lot of the times.
Yeah, they do.
So
now,
I
was going to say to the audience, Todd, that if you are a member of a church and your church hasn't got a security team, maybe you're the one that may need to start it. And just get a few people around and find out who's capable of being able to do this. Find out if you have a police officer that goes to the church or somebody that has some security, some security experience, and have them, lead out. Or you can. There's lots of information online that you guys can use to make sure that your church is safe. You don't have to be a sitting duck waiting for something to happen.
Right, and if your church, the members, maybe there's no one that carries a firearm or not comfortable into bringing a gun to church. Pepper spray.
Yeah.
There's other things that you can do. Just being aware of the situation, having a team to be on watch.
Yeah.
So, if someone comes in and goes crazy, you guys know that you can go after that person, try to calm them down and escort them out.
Situational awareness.
Situational awareness. It's not always a gun. Just make do with what you have. If there's no one with a firearm, you can still have a very successful security team. Okay, it's very, very important during these times.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely, Todd.
So we hope that you hear what we had to say today, and it's very, very important. Don't be vulnerable in your house of worship. Be alert, be aware of people, and sometimes in your own congregation you have to pay attention to some people. So anyway, we hope you enjoyed our show today. Please leave comments, any questions that you might want to ask or anything that you want to say. We love comments, and thank you for watching. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Guys, the tip of the day. Just because you come to church, don't always believe that church is always going to be safe. Churches are soft spots, and criminals come to church. My grandmother used to say, the devil shows up at church. So it's important that you are aware of who's coming into your church, be aware of your situational awareness skills, and make sure you be nice, smile, but watch and be ready and take care of each other.